Today it's movie review time and I'm off to see the action comedy Nobody 2, which is directed by Tio Tiaginto. I probably said that wrong, and it stars Bob Odenkirk, Connie Nielsen and John Ortiz. So let's give you the plot.
Hutch Mansell is doing his best to settle into quiet family life, but it doesn't take long before new threats pull him back into a violent world he tried to leave behind. As danger closes in, Hutch is once again forced to confront his past and use the skills he hoped he'd never need again.
Now this of course is a sequel to the original Nobody, which was a critical and commercial success about a mild-mannered family man who returns to his former life as an assassin. Now if this does sound a little bit like John Wick, then it does share another similarity other than the basic plot, and that is the fact that it's by the same production company, 87 North. Timo, the director, makes his Hollywood debut, previously known for his work on Indonesian action films like The Night Comes for Us, and he replaces the original director due to scheduling conflicts. Excitement level, it's a little bit higher than mid-level. This is a film that I'd initially dismissed as something I absolutely would not see and would absolutely not enjoy. But after having seen the trailer, and I saw a scene from the original movie, for those of you who are interested, it was the bus scene, which I absolutely laughed my head off to. So this looks like a film I might actually enjoy. This is a little bit like the situation when I watched The Bad Guys 2, having to watch a sequel without having seen the original, which it worked out pretty well for that. So tickets just been scanned, just about to go in and watch the movie, and I'll let you know my thoughts afterwards. As always, if you do like the content, do press like and subscribe button, it really does help out the channel. So, see you after the movie. So the movie's just finished, so I'm going to go over the highlights and then the hang-ups. Let's start with the highlights. This film was a lot of fun. From the moment it started, I never felt bored, and that was really important for a film like this because it can easily overstay its welcome. The runtime was spot on, tight, lean, and it wasted no scenes. The film was only about an hour and a half or a bit longer, so that was perfect. Honestly, I think it's something that other action films really need to take note of. Visually, this film is great. The film is really well shot and the action and cinematography are top notch. You could tell a lot of care went into staging the fight scenes, and some of them are full on brutal, which I thought were great. And they weren't just quick cuts or shaky cam, you could really tell and see what was going on, and I really felt that added some weight to it. What I also loved was the way Bob Odenkirk really sold you as an action star. He didn't just steamroll through everybody like, say, I remember Denzel Washington in Equalizer, which I didn't like because you never felt that that guy was in any danger. Whereas in this, the guy gets like punched around quite a bit, which just makes all the times that he gets the upper hand all the more sweeter and believable. What I wasn't expecting was how much heart this film had. I thought it was just going to play it really silly, beating people about, and by the end of the film you didn't really care. But Bob Odenkirk and Connie Nielsen played their parts so well that you really believed the connection between them both. It balanced the over-the-top action with some genuine warmth and some really funny moments. I thought all the cast were very, very good. Connie Nielsen was fantastic. She was funny, she was warm, and her chemistry with Odenkirk really anchored the story and really gave it something beyond guns and fists. Christopher Lloyd was a surprise to me. I didn't realise he was in this film, but it was a joy to watch. Very, very funny when he turned up. He wasn't in it a lot, but when he did turn up, loved those moments. John Ortiz was very good, and it did surprise me what they did with his characters. About 3/4 of the way through the film, I just liked the dynamic between him and the rest of the main group. Colin Hanks was also in this movie. Wow, does he look like his dad. I'd never seen anything from him before, but I felt his performance was really, really good. He was great as the villain, and he was really, really funny. What's really nice about this film is it never had me lost. I suppose for a film being this simple, it was never going to, but considering I'd never seen the previous film, and there were a couple of characters that turned up from that, it was very easy to work out who they were and the relationship with the other characters. One of my favourite aspects of the film is how it took a simple premise of a family just trying to go on holiday, and then things escalate way out of their control and in the funniest way possible. Bob's character keeps trying to de-escalate situations for them to just turn out even worse. And those spirals into chaos just brought really good action and some really great humour. Honestly, I found myself laughing more than I expected to. Hang-ups. First off, Sharon Stone plays the ultimate gangster in this movie. She had some really great lines. I did actually laugh out loud on quite a few of them, but I never bought her as some villain that everyone else feared. That part didn't work for me. Another issue is how this film juggles its side characters, namely the brother, the sister, and Christopher Lloyd's grandpa. There were big stretches of film where they felt like they just completely disappeared. And finally, the family storyline could have been handled a little bit better. The film starts out with this idea that Bob is distant from his kids, but unfortunately it never really pays off. The son, for example, is angry one moment, and then that tension just disappears without any real resolution. I would have liked to have seen more in the way of emotional dialogue between Bob Odenkirk's character and Christopher Lloyd's as a father and son. I felt like that would have really brought the whole thing home. Instead, we just get the humour, but I felt like a little bit more heart. I mean, I did already say I was surprised by the level of heart in this film, but I felt like that really would have helped things along there. Final rating. Nobody 2 was a really great Western-inspired fun ride from start to finish. I felt it balanced sharp action, real heart, and it had some genuinely funny moments, all without overstaying its welcome. It wasn't perfect, it did have its flaws, namely, as I said, with the Sharon Stone's gangster character and some of the family members feeling a little bit sidelined in the story. But honestly, none of that stopped me from having a really fun time with this film. I'm giving Nobody 2 4 stars. Have you seen Nobody 2? Let me know in the comments below. Did you share my opinion of the film, or is this a film you really didn't like? I'd be really curious to know. If you did like today's video, do press the like and subscribe button, and you can also check out my other playlists, which include movie reviews, movie attractions, movie locations, and movie rankings, and we've got more content to come in the future. I want to thank you again for watching, and until next time, I'll see you at the movies.